What's up, Trailblazers? What's going on? My name is Santiago.
I'm Zandon.
And I'm Miss Benton.
And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the We Are Early College podcast. We have a special guest with us today, in case if you haven't noticed already, Miss Benton. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Such a warm welcome. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
How you doing?
Welcome to the Sunrise Suite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm amazing. Zandon, how you feeling?
I'm doing great today.
Nice to hear it. So, again, thank you for coming to the show. We appreciate you so
It's my
much.
honor.
And honestly, I'm really fortunate to be here right now because I love you so much. And we're
Oh.
really
I love you
excited
so
to
much,
do
too.
this.
Same. Right back
We're like
at
your
you.
little fans. You know what I mean?
Aw.
Like, we boast about you all the time.
I
So
love
we're
that.
really excited to
tell
get this
her.
episode going.
I love it.
All the time.
Well, thank you. You know I love you. You guys will always be my students, even if I don't have you.
So, just to go ahead and get straight in, one of our topics that we are going to be discussing, or the topic that we're going to be discussing today, is self-improvement. Now,
Ooh.
we already mentioned that we love you so much, but one of the things that you incorporate, I feel like, into students is the, significance of self-improvement and making sure that you're becoming the very best version of yourself, which is something I take seriously. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask was, how did prioritizing self-improvement change you as a whole?
Oh, okay. First of all, I love that. Great question. As you were talking, this actually just came to me, that, self-improvement kind of feels like there's something wrong with us,
Mhm.
right? Which I think sometimes can be tricky to navigate. I personally, my goal in AVID is to help you all, my students, become the most authentic version of themselves. So I would almost replace self-improvement with authenticity.
Which, may I say, I think you do so well.
Oh, thank you.
I kind of talked about it last time in our previous thing, where I was talking about how this AVID class especially, I took that idea, because I already had goals planned out and stuff, but even with Xander and stuff, when we were doing the college fair and stuff, it took that and it really pushed me into looking at it, and I felt like it was just I don't know how to word, my improvement and idea of Carl and bringing it to stuff, it just made me realize that I can talk about it, and it's something that I'm comfortable speaking about, and I know where I'm going, and my interest, this class, a lot of that stuff, talking to you about the sound balls and stuff,
Yeah,
being heard, being listened to, and that being pushed,
yeah,
really helps me believe in myself a lot going into those college classes and stuff,
good.
and moving up.
I love that.
I cherish this room.
Good. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think self-improvement holds an idea that there is some ideal that we're all getting to. And I kind of try and challenge that because I think I know that everybody's energy is different. Everybody's interests are different. Everybody's, what they're naturally good at, what they're naturally energized about is different. So it's not like we're trying to get to some ideal that we're improved and now we're good, quote unquote. So I like to focus on just how can you become more authentic? So those are a lot of the self-awareness activities we did, a lot of exploring different avenues for careers, colleges, what excites you, what jazzes you, and yeah, and so that was kind of a continuation of my own life because that's what feels good to me and that's what I enjoy bringing to this classroom. I don't ever want my students to feel like you have to fit in a box and check these boxes and improve in this way to live a satisfying life, right? What's gonna be a satisfying life is doing things you enjoy, sharing things you enjoy, doing things that feels right for you and your energy. So to answer your question, which I don't think I've even touched on, it was a priority, I would say over 10 years ago in my life. I had just some things that were like gnawing at me that I felt like, okay, you know, books were a huge part of my process. Yoga was a huge part of my process. Surrounding myself around people that were uplifting, which is what I always encourage for you guys as well, was a big part of my process. And it changed me because in that process, I learned what and who I was, what was authentic to my expression. And I think, you know, it's a little bit different. I'm not that much older than you, but it was a little bit different. Like there were, I think it's, you know, times are changing for the better in a lot of ways where, you know, we're not just, we don't think that success means one thing anymore. And so I had to like decondition myself a little bit and, yeah, plus I just wanted to show up happier and healthier for my students, for my school, for my family, for my friends, and so that was a huge motivator for me.
Awesome, I love to hear it, beautifully said.
Thank you.
With you being your happy, authentic self, you did win Teacher of the Year. We were wondering, why do you think you were chosen for Teacher of the Year?
I'm gonna put it back on you two. Why do you think I was chosen for Teacher of the Year?
Oh my gosh.
For me, I think it's an easy answer, because I think that, like, especially, I think it's everyone that's had you, but especially our junior class coming here, because like all the other classes I have been great, and then I came here and I looked. It was all about looking inwards and like listening, and I started like planning study times and like me, Tori, and Zandon made a little study group. We were texting each other. I was getting involved in more like friendships and groups, and it was like pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Coming in first semester, it is a lot of like, there's not that comfort there yet,
Yeah.
right? And so second semester is where it kind of can get good because you know your classmates now, you know the school. Like coming in, it's a lot to take in first semester.
It's so stressful, and that's what I love. I love the entire staff here.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so welcoming.
They're the best here.
And it's not like,
Absolutely.
when I say that, it's not like I'm putting you above anybody
No.
else. It's just that I came here and I felt like so heard and so listened to, and like I talk about with like Sam or anyone, and everyone's like, Miss Benton's room was like going to like a second home or a house.
Oh, thank you for sharing
It's so
that.
comfortable in here, and it's just like I think we got the like option because you're on the list, and everyone was like, Miss Benton deserves that. And then we saw your picture on the wall, and we were like, we all walked past and be like me and Tori had a whole moment where we were like,
Oh.
so
Just
proud.
like look at our queen.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
just, like,
stop
literally
it.
sit here.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Literally look at her.
So that's why I think
love that.
you deserve Teacher of the Year.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and I do, so to wrap up that question, I wanna say, literally, any teacher in this building is Teacher of the Year.
There
Like,
you go.
our teachers in this building, our staff, everybody that makes this place what it is top notch, best of the best. And so I feel like if we could put any teacher's name in a hat, pick it, and they are our
Like,
teachers
applaud.
do such a great job here. But I'm very honored to be Teacher of the Year, and you know, I put myself out there this year. I figured I needed to walk my walk. I'm always telling you all to do that. I'm always like, get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid, step out, do something different. And I thought, you know what, I need to do the same. And so, it did feel good to be recognized because I love and look up to my colleagues. And so that it is a huge honor. So thank you.
Now, who are people that you looked up to or that guided you when you needed help? Like throughout, I guess, always?
Yeah, good question. Well, I think it is super important to surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you. And I think in life that ebbs and flows, right? You have people that come and go, you have people that are in your life for different seasons. So of course I've had a lot of that. I've had, you know, people come and go out of my life that have been huge parts of my life, a huge season in my life, that have been huge support systems. I would say like throughout, it's been my family, my sisters, my friends that are like through and through friends. And then honestly, you can't do this work in a school without going to your colleagues and your coworkers. And so there have been coworkers, you know, my AVID department, the administration, curriculum coaches, you do go to those people for support and bounce ideas off and collaborate with. And so it's just important, and I'm saying this from experience, not to isolate yourself, because I did that too for a lot of years, where I just tried to figure it out. I didn't reach out, I didn't ask for help, and there's just no reason to do that. Like, we need community, we need supportive community, and you have got to surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you and make you better and challenge you. And I have that in my life, and I'm very grateful for that. I love my AVID office, like, you know, that feels like a place I can go to for anything. Anybody in this building, any staff, admin, teacher I could go to if I needed anything, and anybody would do anything for each other.
I feel like the staff here especially, you guys are really like a family. Like, even though they talk about each other, and like, I think a lot of you guys text and everything.
For sure we
Yeah,
do,
it's-
oh yes.
I mean, it's like the closest staff I've ever seen. I
Right.
don't think my high school even knows teachers' names next to them.
Right,
Yeah.
like, us and scholars, I feel that we're really fortunate to be a small selective school.
A very
because-
close-knit community.
Absolutely, because that's what brings in, as you said, community, and that's
And
where
it's
we
not-
grow.
And it's not just a small school for you guys, it's a small school for us
Yeah.
too, and so we do have those relationships, so it's great, yeah, I do, I enjoy everybody that I work with. I'm so grateful for the friendships, but then also just like the working relationship, you know, colleague side to, go to laugh with, I mean, that's important too. Here's the other thing, it's important to not take things so seriously too, right? So, surround yourself with people that are gonna support you, but that you can laugh with and have fun with. And that's, I have found that here too, so,
I love that.
yeah.
Gosh, that's amazing. Ms. Benton, again, thank you so much for being here with us today. Like, this is definitely needed, not only for Key Club, but for the people who will see this. They're, well, not to like frighten you or anything like that, but like, there's a chance as to where parents could see this,
Yeah.
students who don't even go to our school, but being able to share your experiences and bringing it out there so other people can really truly realize what early college is about and what we prioritize is one of the most honorable things you can do, whether you're teacher of the year or not. So again, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here.
guys, and I just wanna
Yeah.
say, I am so proud of everybody in this room. I know people behind the camera won't be seen, but I'm so proud of you two as well. I feel like you are blazing trails, at the risk of sounding cheesy, but you really are.
Yeah.
But you do, you're leaders, you're leading, you're doing something new, this is new, and I love that, and that is what we're about here. Let's try new things, let's be leading edge, let's try something that's not been done, and I love that. And I think you two are like the perfect example to just be leaders in that way. And you all behind the camera too, because that's an important role. We all have a part to play, and that's what I mean about, like, it feels good for you all to be in front of the camera. It might feel good for you all to be behind the camera, but they are just as valuable. And that's what my hope for you all is to just keep doing what you enjoy doing, being your authentic selves, uplifting one another, and being leaders in the way that you're being leaders. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love you all.
I mean,
We love
we
you.
only feel that this is even possible because of the staff and the admin and here. I mean, us blazing this path was literally talking about doing a podcast last year, and Chapel being like, let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Why
And I
not?
love that.
And he seems to be really impressed with the progress so far, so I'm
I'm
really
sure he
fortunate for the
is.
group that we have and the people we get to talk to.
You guys are doing excellent, and I just, I appreciate anytime. I love sitting and talking with you guys.
Well, thank you guys for listening in to this episode. We hope to see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.